already read the plugs.
Perry, it's Slash. Would you please wear GNR shirt on the stream? The whole band loves you in the PCL stream. Except Dizzy, he hates you. Love you, Bear.
What's the matter with Dizzy? I didn't do anything wrong with Dizzy.
I don't know.
What, because of the thing over at the Cat Club that one night?
What happened?
But that was years ago. God.
What did you do?
I forget. We got into a little bit of an argument.
What argument? What happened?
I don't remember exactly what it was about, but we got into a little bit of an argument over something.
Over what?
I don't fucking remember! So shut up! You son of a bitch! Good night!
Why are you calling me names? Oh, I just realized we're not even doing PCL. You don't have to read the plugs. This is After Hours. I read the After Hours plugs.
Good night!
All right, good night,
Turn
Perry.
the computer off.
Good night. Good job.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Huh?
I said I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'm skateboarding tomorrow.
Well, you're not skateboarding all day. I'll talk to you at some point. Maybe, you know what you should do, Perry? You should go back to Outback as Humpty Dumpty and go back and find that woman and give her a $20 bill saying that you forgot to, you tip correctly. Oh, he's gone. All right. I'm sorry to Ricky for that last comment that came in just as he was calling it. I'll play that on Wednesday first thing, I promise. I do think we got to rectify that tip scam. I think she deserved more than that. He's not still on the thing, is he? No. He's gone. Yes, Korath, we will get to the bottom of Linda's cats. I do legit want to call Linda on the stream. Ollie, my dear, says, totally sick, unpredictable stream. I agree. That's what's great about PCL, is it's always unpredictable, even though this is technically After Hours territory. And I never know, like, as far as, like, getting this on YouTube, like, do I cut it? Do I like? Part of me wants to just make once we signed off like a couple hours ago. Like this to me is all After Hours. This to me is After Hours. Like it doesn't. That's what I did the last time we did it, where he came back. But anyway, yeah. If you were here live, it's good. It's officially 10-hour stream. We're a half hour away. If he would have hung in for a half hour, we would have done. Tied with New Year's. Black Maze, did he not tip at Outback? No, he tipped at Outback. I just think he left a lousy tip. And there was so much going on, I couldn't, This time frame is record approaching. It's definitely the second longest. So he says, joining Patreon tomorrow. I work Friday nights now and can stand missing the stream. Thank you. Yeah, and by the way, Patreon helps out a lot. And they're giving me a really hard time at the moment because the video service we use to upload Patreon is Vimeo. And they're now saying that, the unlimited business plan that I have on is extortionately expensive as it is. They're saying that I got to pay more because we use a lot of bandwidth. So, I can use all the Patreons I can get. Plus, I'm going to try to get up the Tony Hawk waxing video either this week or next week. So, yeah. TomB, got to say, I have a hell of a work ethic. Good. Are you saying that me? Or yourself? And I got a boatload of voicemails I got to put up going back a couple of weeks on Patreon as well. Yeah, but that was interesting. It's funny. I was saying to Joey earlier. I think Joey. I don't know if Joey's still here or if he went to bed. But I was saying to him earlier, I said, hey, like earlier in the day, I was like, hey, this might be a shorter stream because I don't know. I thought maybe people were watching football or something like that. It didn't seem as busy. Oh, you're here. Yeah. So I was saying how we were talking about. Oh, we might have to call. Like I was ready to call. Like, hey, I think I said to him something at some point. I was like, hey, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up at this point. I was like, and that's why I was getting a lot of calls in. A lot of numbers came in because the stream was just we were caught up, and it was like, oh, okay, this will be one of the shorter ones. And boy, are those famous last words, because like the last time I said that, we went crazy long too. And it's like, man, look, and then like 10 hours later. So I should just shut my mouth from now on with that stuff. Because for a while it was just looking like, oh, yeah, it's not. And then he went out and did the candy thing. So I'll watch PCL over football any day of the week. Thanks, Cora. That's nice. Buddy Head says, one of my favorite streams so far. Thank you. That's glad to hear. So yeah. Yeah, somebody asked me like, "Hey, can you change the times of PCL on Sundays to accommodate football?" And my immediate reaction is no, but I'm always good to play around with the times. But again, you never know what's going to happen, and that's why I like the spontaneity of PCL. Oh, Joey asked me. He said, "Can we? Any chance we can find out the expiration date of those Rice Krispie treats? They've literally been there for almost a year." Yeah, I guess, but if we're gonna play the expiration game in Perry's apartment, we're gonna find quite a few things, I think. And big ups to all the callers today, right, Danko? Yeah, all the callers were great, really great callers, especially the first one from the Reseda Post Office. That's my personal fave. That was great. Of course, says handing out candy in the fish masks, swatting, and Outback Adventure. This episode will be remembered. I know. How do you compete with that, really? That's why I always worry about the next one. I think we've had a couple of good ones in a row, but I always worry about the next one. Oh, you're welcome, Hannah. Take a bow. That was really good. And then, of course, the other two that were like crazy long, where I was able to actually get some stuff done. TomB, I missed the fallout from the watermelon. Any highlights, please? We talked about it on Friday. You can watch Friday's stream. We talked about that pretty extensively. Yes, Hannah was the post office. She had oh no, I didn't want to out her, but she just said it. So yes, Hannah was the post office call. It was great. It was the first call of the day. I think there was a lot of calls too. I think it was almost a record number of calls. Even with, what is that girl's name? Like, why? I feel like Perry. I keep forgetting her name. The girl that stays on for like an hour. Well, God damn! Why can't I want to say Paige, but it's not Paige. Matt Ryan says, been bugging me for hours. He found the egg in the penis pump box on his entertainment shelf yet. I don't know. I haven't heard about it, unless he uses that on a regular basis. Then he does. If he hasn't touched the box since, no, it's still there. I don't know. And by the way, I said this to Joey early, Hannah. If you want that letter that he wrote out, after he gets it notarized, I'll have him send it to you and like sign it or something. If you want that, I don't know if you even want it, but if you want that letter, the one that he wrote out on the call, it's yours, of course. Chelsea, goddamn! Why can't I remember that name? Oh, Garrett showed the box the next day and the egg was gone from the pump. Okay, that answers that. There's definitely a couple. Okay, cool, Hannah. Yeah, we'll get that out to you tomorrow. Well, this week. I can't guarantee tomorrow, but this week. Does the VCR still have Cubanos in it? Oh yeah, probably. I don't think he's using that. I don't think he's using that VCR. And there's definitely several eggs that I remember I placed, although I can't remember where I put them all. But yeah, I think there's definitely some eggs in there. The calendar egg's still there. It's the calendar, because you can just look at that calendar and you see that big bulge. So it's going to be funny where he turns the page to December and that's there. The couch cushion ones probably, I think, have been accounted for by now, but I don't know. Dustin wants the credenza. I don't know. For a new fan, I think you got to be at least a fan for a couple of months before you can start claiming the eggs. As was there any? I know there's some people. Show of hands. Just by saying, whatever. How many people were here for the entire stream, for the start of the stream till the end of the stream? Didn't take any breaks, didn't duck out and come back, watched everything. I know Hannah probably is a yes. Yeah, there's definitely there's definitely one in the toilet lid because he put that in there on Friday. Wednesday, sorry. Is there still a pizza slice in the snowboard boot from a week ago? I guarantee it. Wow, a lot of people. Okay. A lot of people here for the entire duration. Great. And by the way, lurkers too. Lurkers comment too. This is not just for regulars. I want to hear from everybody. Danko had to work for an hour, but that's great. That Black Mage wanted to, but sleep deprived. I know how that feels. Watched half, listened to all of it. Listening counts. You don't have to watch everything. Listening counts. Wow. Omega Cloud, 100%, as always. Okay, wow. Let me ask you this, because I'm thinking of doing this. Just to get it out there, people ask. Like, I've had a lot of requests, and I've mentioned this before. By the way, lurkers, let's hear from the lurkers. Lurkers, just mash your keyboard or anything. Even if you've never chatted ever, just at least type something, even if it's one thing. Just let us. We like to know that the lurker community is here. Just type something. Bartender on Sunday. Wow, must have that. I accept that, Ollie, my darling, as Perry would say, honey doll, my darling. And I'm sorry for calling you a man. My niece is named Olivia, so I tried to call her Olive for a while, but it didn't stick. I like hearing from the random lurks. So let me ask you this. So, because it was brought up a while ago, people say they listen to the stream. I was thinking of doing like an audio version of the streams and like just putting them up so people can download and listen to whenever. And I don't know if that's even necessary because I think, I don't know how people listen to it. And not like right away. I'd be starting from the beginning, obviously, but to just have an archive of the audio versions just in case people want it. I've just been getting people requesting that, like, hey, I listen to the streams, and it's hard to do in certain mediums. So if you'd like an audio version, it's very easy for me to do. I just gotta convert them to audio, whatever, or extract the audio or whatever, and I'll just put those up. So if you just want that as an option, I don't know how they would work audio wise, but if you want it, it'll be there. Oh, and I should say I forgot to say this. I'm so stupid. I should have said this during the actual stream. Tomorrow, Monday, on YouTube, on the Perry Caravello YouTube channel, we're doing a live premiere of the Hot Amy Takeover stream. It's not Hot Amy Live. That's the next one in the queue. But I know, I forgot. We both forgot. And I had a note written down too to remind people, but whatever. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. You're not stupid, Tom. You're a sweet boy. Thank you. I feel stupid sometimes. Tomorrow on YouTube at 5 p.m. East and 2 p.m. Pacific, we're going to do a replay of a stream from April 18th. And it's the Hot Amy Takeover stream. It's the one before Hot Amy Live. It's actually a very good stream. But YouTube Premiere means it's basically going to premiere at that time and play live. So there'll be a chat and everything like that, and you guys can jump in. Yeah, I know. It slipped my mind, too, because it was just, we had our hands full. So, but you can check that out tomorrow and watch it. And I know a lot of new people probably haven't seen that one. And if you've seen it, if you saw it originally live, it's probably been a minute, so it'll be play like new for you. So anyway, that'll be tomorrow, Monday, and then the following Monday will be Hot Amy Live, when Amy took over the stream, yeah, something very big happens at the end. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but that'll be next Monday. And I don't know if we're going to be doing all. They're not all going to be YouTube premieres, but the next two for sure. It's tomorrow at 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joey, but it's 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. Pacific. 2 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow on YouTube. I'll put the YouTube link in the chat. In fact, I'll put the link to that exact thing if you want. I meant to mention it, right? I meant to have Perry plug it, but stupid me. I didn't. Let me see where it is here. Okay, I'm going to post it in the chat. This is the link. That link right there will take you to it. But basically, it's youtube.com/Perry Caravello Live. That'll take you to youtube.com/Perry Caravello Live will take you to the channel. But that'll start tomorrow if you want to see it. Because I know I've been getting a lot of heat for the YouTube neglect, but other things have taken priority. But I am getting back to it. Yeah, I agree, Blackman. Yeah, I mean, look, I think most rational people know that swatting isn't cool. There's a certain breed of person that thinks that's a cool thing. Not cool. I don't even know. I don't know what the mindset is. I don't know if the mindset is to mess. Like, is it somebody that's like trying to do damage to PCL or somebody, whatever. But look, like I said, I've had those bases covered for a long time, and you're not going to hurt us doing that. And like I said many times, and I think everybody agrees with this, we're not looking to put Perry in harm's way, because at the end of the day, we love the guy, and we're not putting him in a bad situation. And yeah, Danko says that. Well, we love Perry, we play with him, and never hurt him. But anyway, I think they got enough attention for one night. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'm going to take a look at it. But I might put it in the footage to the Patreon version that goes up tomorrow. So I know live I cut away. Like, for instance, the last time it happened, I actually put that in to the actual stream. So when that goes on YouTube, you'll see the whole thing. But for Patreon tomorrow, I might spend some time and actually take the footage and put it in. I think I got it because I was monitoring it, which means it archives, even though I wasn't like recording it or anything. But Ring should have it archived since I was monitoring it. And Ring can be a real pain in the ass sometimes too. Yeah, same deal. Omega says that's why mom comments are off limit. Absolutely, yeah. And I think most people get that. Like 99% of people get that. Like, we heard his property and psyche, but not him. Yeah. should all be thankful they didn't search the credenza. They would have found all the bones, 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 bones. You had your shot, Rick. No, I think we got enough Perry for one night. Who was the dude that got blocked over there? Some guy that like followed the stream like 10 minutes before he started commenting, and actually Joey pointed him out to me, and he had a tip with the F word in the tip comment, you know, the bad F word, and I can delete the comment before it comes up, but then, you know, that's a flagged word, so it came up blocked. And then he was doing some like he was doing like, even in the chat, he was doing like weird like George Floyd comments and stuff, and he was just it was just lame. It wasn't funny. It was just stupid. And I just think he was like a troublemaker. So I blocked him from Streamlabs, like being able to comment further, and Joey blocked him from the chat. So taken care of, done deal. And I can do a thing or two where it's like I've only done this for like really bad people, but like you can go the extra measure. Like you can block people from chat, which means they can still watch the stream, but they just can't comment. But you could also go the extra measure of blocking that person as the broadcaster, which means they can't see your channel at all. So that's for like that's for the hardcore. Like, you know, I'll take that step once in a rare while. Like there's a little bit of a difference between banning and blocking. Am I all better? Yeah, for the most part. Thank you for asking, Cha-Cha. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I would say so. I feel pretty close to 100%. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Right as rain, as the saying goes. Has Techno Viking guy insulted me lately? Who's that? You have to be more specific. I don't recognize that name by you saying it. I know I need to eat regularly. I know it's hard to do with these goddamn streams. We've been doing this for 10 and a half hours. And you know, there was that Chelsea. I finally remembered her name. When Chelsea's call was going on and on and on. And yeah, thank you for reminding me to take out the trash. I'm totally going to do that. Chelsea was on, and I was like, this is going to go on for a while. So I think I can maybe heat up some. I had like eggplant parmesan like left over, and I was like, oh, I can maybe eat something because I was starving, and it was terrible. It wasn't very good, but I was able to get a little bit down. But now I'm starving, and like watching Perry Outback was like torture. But yeah, you're right. I got to figure something out. It's not an excuse to say a thing. Reddit guy who met. Somebody said, I think Joey said that he was writing on something. I think a Moen Drip YouTube or something like that. He's very easy to spot. He doesn't have a lot of creativity. He says the same things over and over and the same way. And I'd love to. He's definitely somewhere from like. He's definitely from I'd say not third world, a second world country, somewhere like. Somewhere deep in Europe somewhere. I don't know exactly where, nor do I care. But yeah, he sent me something fairly recently. Did I save it? Shit, I don't know if I saved it. He has this move where he'll write me a message on Facebook, but then he blocks it immediately. Like he blocks me immediately. So not that I would respond anyway. I wouldn't. I want to see if I saved it. I don't know if I did. Normally I do, just out of like, you know. I mean, I laugh at it really. It was fairly recently. Oh yeah, He goes by these weird names. This one was, um, uh, get fucked. Yeah, it just said get fucked, Tom. Seriously, you are gonna rot in hell for this shit someday. You little sicko. XD. I don't know what XD means. He was responding to a clip too, and he said, "Holy shit, you're one fat fuck. Look at you. You're fatter than Perry." LMFAO. Well, he's not wrong in this particular picture. It's not flattering. But yeah. Could he be the swatter? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. Who cares? Who cares? Really, who cares? I mean, yeah, like I said, the guy, it's the same dude. He just comes up, it's the same guy. It's just, yeah, whatever. I totally don't. Oh, XD is a face emoji. Yeah, and then he insta blocks. So it's just stupid. It's the same guy that writes Perry. He's been writing Perry for years. I'm working on that cushion. I'm trying my best. It's not easy. I am trying because normally I've always had a very thin frame, like growing up but my Irish curse is that I put all my weight on in my stomach. I don't distribute well, but yeah, it's been fucking tough. As Perry would say, it's been a difficult year. It's been a pandemic. Yeah, you could say fuck. There's very few haters. That's the thing about PCL. There's very few haters. That's rare. I mean, look, I've said this before. If you have, I've explained it before. Yes, he's written Perry for years, and I've explained it before. The guy's been sabotaging things with Perry for years. Writes Perry, tells people who Perry are. He tries to be like a white knight for Perry. Yeah, I've gone into details before. Yeah, it's a mechanical keyboard. It's a Corsair. I forget the exact model. It's like whatever. Yeah, it's a mechanical keyboard. Right. So I don't know if it was the same guy in the Twitch, but whatever. No, not Salvador. No. It's just it's not worth going into. But if you're at the level, let's say Perry is or PCL is, where you get X amount of people per stream, and 98% of the people love you and love what you're doing, and then 2% don't, you're doing something right. So you're gonna get your detractors, for whatever reason, and that's totally fine. I think our ratio is pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. Yeah, this is my Corsair. I forget the exact model number, but it's very clicky keyboard. Sorry. I was just writing Joey back. But yeah, you're gonna get crazy people, and as we go on, as we get new people, we're gonna get new crazy people. That's just the nature of the beast. You're gonna get people that complain. Not everybody likes everything you do. Yeah, I don't get the hate either, but what are you going to do? Yeah, look, and that's the thing. When you go out, when you put yourself out there like this, anything, and you get any kind of traction, you're gonna get I don't want to use the word crazy lightly, but you're gonna get people that are strange, and and you're gonna piss them off sometimes. Like let's say I don't get to somebody's mailbag on a stream, and I've had people message me personally like, that's my mailbag is in there, have Perry open it next. And I'm like, you're not going to tell me what to open on mailbag, sorry. I know the pacing of the stream very well, and and then sometimes like they go quiet, and then I know they're mad, like, or something like that. I'm like, hey, don't be mad at me. Like, I'm not, just because that's something, Perry didn't get to your bit right away or something like that, or let's say Perry didn't call a person or whatever. I what are you going to say to that? Some people are going to be upset by things that you say and do. That's just going to happen. And I know I've been guilty of being an asshole at times in the past, where I was like really trying to clamp things down with Perry, where people were fucking left and right. And I guarantee you, this guy that I'm talking about, I've had an interaction with in the past, and it didn't go his way, or I was hard about it, or I was, maybe I was a dick about it, whatever. And that person has just harbored resentment ever since. That I don't know that for a fact, but I guarantee you that that's what it is. And and I don't care. Most people are cool. After hours means class for the privileged few. Yeah, and I think Joey said, yeah, there's been occasions where the after hours has been longer than PCL, which is insane. Entitlement over free content, that's a privilege to be a part of, is said. Yeah, I know, but people, look, that's the culture we live in. Whatever happened to Perry's DNA test result? They're ready to go. He's going to get them soon. I've been neglectful on that. He's going to get those soon. I don't think he's going to be happy with the results either. Or he could just, you never know with him. Or he could just, like, whatever it. He could just be like, whatever. So, as one of the main representatives of the DSP detractor community, I can say that we've taken Perry into our hearts. Different from Phil, though, and that we don't wish ill will to Perry. That's great to hear, and I do hear a lot from the DSP, the anti-DSP community, that they've really embraced Perry, and those are my favorite varieties of new fans. All the people that have come on board because of the DSP thing is fantastic. And I know, I mean, I don't ever watch him, but does he ever mention Perry in any way? I know it's come out of his mouth a couple of times. And anybody that even bothers in his chat gets zonked. Oh, but somebody said the other night in the chat, it went by pretty quick, that he's coming back to Twitch. Did he got his Twitch back? Is that true? Is he coming back to Twitch, DSP? It'd be actually nice to have him back. Perry's miles better than DSP. This dude's going to do a 24-hour thing. But I love all the people that we got from DSP. But yeah, keep me posted if he gets that Twitch channel back. And again, I know I asked this a while back, and there's different answers. What was the reason why DSP lost his Twitch channel? Like, what did he do? What did he say? I've heard conflicting things. Don't worry. I have the test results all worked out. I got them from the highest levels. No, he didn't lose. Right, he got booted from the partner program. Okay, so he still has the channel. So he left Twitch because he left the partner, but he could still monetize, right? I mean, but Perry's not partnered. I mean, God knows, not for lack of trying. Why did he lose the partnership? or used hate speech. Yeah, I heard that, but then I heard that wasn't true. That he didn't use hate speech. And I know that Twitch isn't exactly transparent. That's what I've heard. Garbage Gamer says he uploaded to YouTube the 20 without waiting for the period of term. So okay, I guess you can't upload to YouTube. Is it 24 hours? I've heard it was longer than that. He uploaded to YouTube without waiting the appropriate time. Okay, well, Perry's in no danger of that. DSP talked shit and Twitch didn't like it. Well, Perry's in trouble. Yeah, see, I don't trust him. Hateful slurs doesn't sound right, because I heard the clip that he said that he was guilty of, and that didn't sound like he said anything. 24 to 48 hours, okay. Well, we're in the clear there. So if Twitch said it was a mistake on their part, why hasn't he gotten it back? Yeah, Twitch is a little on the soft side, I agree. And now, see, I heard the clip, right? At least I thought I heard the clip, and it didn't sound like that to me. Anyway, I'm catching up on some older chat. Danko said, I'm always impressed by the commitment of this community. Talented and loyalty to the brand is beyond the pale. So many great people here working together to help amplify the laughter. I agree with that. Danko is always right in the money. PCL community is amazing. Oh, good future offer in the works behind the scenes here. I won't say what it is, but this could be really good. What's the average? Not to get on a whole dark side Phil tangent, but what's the average length of his streams? How long does he go on for? And I know he does it almost daily, so he can't be going on for 10 and a half hours like we're doing right now. Well, I mean, lengthwise, this goes past New Year's Eve, right? Joey, I mean, I know it's not PCL, but just length of this channel streaming, we've now, this has to be a record now, right? Because we're at 10 hours and 34 minutes. This has to be a record. It was also caught doxing. Yeah, see, there's so many different things. That's why whenever I ask about it, there's so many different things. About 4 hours in the daytime, 2 hours a night. Okay, so not that much. 5 hours a day of gameplay is, I guess, a lot. I was playing. You know what I got caught up at? I've been playing lately is Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening for the Switch, which I bought like when it came out. I just never got around to playing it, and now I'm playing it, and I'm like addicted to it. And I got into a really tough spot, so I had to stop, and I regrettably had to take it to YouTube because I've been trying to do it all by just staying within the game and not going to YouTube and then I was searching around. I was like, all right, where is this motherfucking thing? And I went to YouTube angrily, and I typed in angrily. I was like, Link's Awakening, find the fucking key to the thing. And then as soon as the video started playing and the guy was doing the narration for this is how you do it, I got even more angry because if I would have just focused a little more and spent an extra 10 minutes doing it, I would have figured it out on my own. I was like, God damn, I would have fucking figured. I didn't need this guy. So I always get self-defeatist when I have to take it to YouTube. But that's the beauty that you can do that, because back in the day when I was playing the original Legend of Zelda on the NES, I didn't have no YouTube. Yeah. That'd be a good bet. Bannicorn. Twitch has removed a lot of people who could potentially be problematic from the partner program, DSP, Wings of Redemption, and others. Yeah, I mean, look, and PCL could be problematic too. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've definitely tried to paint it within the lines, but we've applied, Jesus, like 3 or 4 times now, and this current time is going on 2 months of being reviewed. Black Mage said, "Okay, Darkseid Phil called viewers the R word a few times. I don't. Is the R word really TOS? Because I've looked at that and I don't know if it is." Said detractors are mouth droolers and mentally ill. They consider those slurs, and honestly, I think they were just done with him. Huh. I don't know. I think another platform needs to come about eventually. Uh, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. Perry isn't a fan of the game. Nah, that's not true anymore. That's not true anymore. He's been a lot better with that. I noticed some crutches at Perry's in the corner next to the door. What were those for? Neck related? Beats me. Probably like he sprained his knee in like 1986 and still has them. Yeah, I've seen those crutches too in person. I've never really asked about them. But yeah, I guarantee you it was some minor injury well over 20 years ago. Ludwig says partners are put under a bit more scrutiny. You're almost better off sticking with affiliate. Yeah, I've thought about that. And you know what? If we never get partner and we're just affiliate, I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with that too. It's just partner offers. Here's what I hate that partnership. You have to get partnership for, which sucks. Is like, okay, so this we've been doing streams now in 720p for a while, and I do that because you don't get the feature to scale down the video resolution or decide what video resolution works for your internet connection unless you're a partner. Now, you get it randomly if you're an affiliate, if they have the bandwidth, but that should be a baseline feature. And I know a lot of people complain about that with Twitch, where it's like, if let's say your internet's not doing great and you want to scale down the resolution to like, I don't know, 480 or whatever, like you can't do that. You can't do that on just affiliate, and it's so maddening. So that feature more than anything else is why I want partnership. Now, partnership also, you get more revenue from subscribers, because right now like Twitch takes a huge chunk of that. You know, but more than anything else, it's that feature, and that feature should be for anybody that gets over a certain amount of viewers per stream. Obviously, you wouldn't worry about that for somebody who does like under 100 viewers on average, because that's, but that it's just such a strange thing not to offer as a baseline feature. And that's what I want more than anything else, because I want people's connections to be a thing. And Black May says correctly, they're owned by Agnon and have access to servers, so I call bullshit them on restricting it for any reason other than being cheap. Yeah, exactly. What's the reason? What's the reason? Yeah, and not anybody gets an affiliate. Like you gotta tick a lot of boxes to be an affiliate, right? So affiliate should have that. And Perry Caravello Live is an affiliate channel. And like I said, yeah, if we don't get partnership, that's that's fine. I want a definitive answer though. It's like because in the past they've said, oh, you can't get it because you don't stream on Twitch exclusively. Okay, well now we stream on Twitch exclusively. Okay, well now you don't get it because your videos are not open for us to review. Okay, well now they're open. Okay, well now you don't get it because it's like there's always something. It's like okay, we've done this, we've done everything that you've asked. So now what's the reason it's taking? I think now this long time it's taking is probably a good sign, but it's just weird. But that's the number one thing I want out of it is the resolution control for you guys, more than anything else. It's so annoying. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it happens too. We'll see. Perry was the only reason many of us came to Twitch. They should be grateful. I mentioned that in the petition to like apply for partnership. You have to like talk about the stream, and I said, hey, we brought a lot of people to Twitch that normally would not have gone on Twitch, and that's 100% true. People who signed up to watch Perry Caravello live who don't really give two flying F's about Twitch normally signed up for Perry Caravello live, so they do, that should be taken into account. You need to be watching 4K. Yeah, we're a ways away from the 4K transition, but that could happen soon. I got to update some things on Perry's end. That's another thing where I want to get out there because I want to update some things. I never bothered with Twitch, to be honest with you, prior to PCL. I've checked it out before, but I've seen Twitch people, but mainly on YouTube, like when they edit their stuff together. Like I'll watch like a speed run of a game sometimes out of curiosity, but I watch it on YouTube. I don't watch anything live on Twitch. I mean, prior to PCL. Is this the great After Hours I was told about? Yes, this is After Hours. Somebody said earlier, I missed it. It just came and went, but it was like, oh, I thought After Hours was a made up thing. It's real. It's like, yeah, After Hours is real. 4K HDR, 60 frames per second. Yeah, maybe we'll get to 120 at one point. Dolby Vision too. Yeah, he needs another computer bump that I got to do. I got to wrap this up actually. Joey's ducking off. Everybody say goodnight to Joey. He's ducking off. Really great job. Yeah, it's funny the Dolby Vision thing. Speaking of Dolby, like I originally in this fantasy room I'm in, that's probably going to be completed in about 5 years. I've been talking about this because I basically ran out of money, but I was thinking about getting a projector, like for like a like for just a video monitor, and I went off the projector because they don't do Dolby Vision. And I think Dolby Vision looks so awesome, really incredible when you're watching things. And so I went back to the TV, but right now it's just a bare wall. Perry should do a 3D tour of his apartment. Yeah, we'll get around to that at one point. Virtual reality tour. A VR stream. Does anybody do that? Is that a thing? Do they do VR streams? It feels like it should be a thing. God, Vimeo's gonna kill me because it's like I had to write this guy from Vimeo that said, hey, your bandwidth, you gotta tone it down on the bandwidth thing. I was like, yeah, I'll work on it. And I'm basically uploading like 12, 10, 11 hour streams. So, whatever. As Perry would say. Perry should clean his apartment. Do you think he would have a hard time throwing stuff out? Yes, he would. What gave that away? How many gigs does the file end up as? It varies. I can take a look. The raw file it records on is not as big as the file that gets rendered out of like Adobe Premiere, because I take the streams and I put it in Adobe. I'll chop out the beginning and maybe like fix some sound issues or whatever, and tighten it up. And then the output files can be pretty big. The output files can be like 60 plus gigs. And then the recorded one that gets recorded from Streamlabs can be anywhere between like 12 and 30. Basically. That's kind of what we're talking about. I'm just taking a quick look now. If you want to bear with me. 30, 26, 23, 25, 34. So 34 gigs was Subscriber Sunday from the 5th, and that says it was 12 hours and 46 minutes. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong about this record thing. If we went 12 hours and 46 minutes. So 12 hours, 46 minutes, that's 34, and that's the raw file. But when you get to the outputs, let me see what that is. I had to buy this huge external drive because the files are adding up. So I had to get this crazy Western Digital I don't know. It's like a 26 terabyte drive. Let me see. These can be bigger. Yeah. Okay. So now we're looking at. Oh, these are just after hours. Yeah, I archive after hours separately. Yeah, these are big boys. 50, 60. Some of them are in the 20s, 30s, 40 tera. Yeah, they're big. They're big files. They add up. Dova, can I actually donate on After Hours? Yes, if you donate to After Hours, I'll turn the ring cam on and at least play it. Very rarely do people do that, despite what Perry thinks. But that's always appreciated. Thank you. Mumble said Perry had the garbage box for over a decade. He still has an old appliance box that he uses as a side table. I know. And that's the thing, too, even the chair, that filthy chair that's outside that used to be his old computer chair, his reasoning for having it is there maybe one day this chair he has now, the streaming chair, would be because something could happen to it and he'll need to play. Well, why don't you just buy a new one? And his smoke comes out of his ears. Have I watched any horror since it's Halloween month? No, I haven't gotten into the horror season yet. I hopefully will. I still have a lot of stuff to catch up on. Even the Joe Bob's Drive-In, I'm gonna cherry pick through that and see if there's any I feel like checking out, because I didn't see any of it really this past season. But no, I haven't seen. I do want to see the Halloween movie, even though I wasn't completely in love with the previous one. But I'm curious to see that. Definitely more than Many Saints of Newark. I don't plan on seeing that, as I've said. My Vimeo Business or Enterprise. I think it's Enterprise. I gotta check. But they have this little clause where it's I remember Red Bar talking about this, because Red Bar had an issue with Vimeo, similar, where it's you go beyond what they think that you're gonna do, Many Saints in Newark is the most horrific movie you'll see all month. Yeah, it's a hard pass for me. I've heard so many things, so many bad things about it. I've not heard one good thing about it. So yeah, it's a complete miss for me. Can we turn on the camera pointed at the bathroom? No, that got that got shut down. From when he restarts his computer. That'd be stepping over a line too, like pointing the camera at him sleeping. That might be a little too far. Oh yeah, that's right. Joe Bob has a Halloween special coming out Friday. Have they tipped their cap on what movies they're playing? Omega, so the new Candyman and left this one. Yeah, Candyman was a movie that when it came out, I was interested in seeing it. Now that it's been a while, I don't have that much interest anymore. Maybe eventually. The new Child's Play series could be interesting because it's at least Brad Dourif doing it, and I don't know if are they is this one of those things where the Child's Play TV series, is it just picking up after the first movie? Are they ignoring all the sequels? Because there's a lot of Chucky sequels that have a lot of things in it. Like, are you establishing those as all canon? Garbage Gamer TV said, "I'd like to see the amount of meltdown if Twitch demanded Perry clean up his apartment." Stating that he needs to have a clean workspace while representing Twitch on streams. Yeah, well, good luck. Perry owns a cup from the 1980s that he bought at a gas station. What makes you think he's the type to get rid of things? Yeah, that says it all, really. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you got to respect all questions from new people that aren't as familiar with Wig. Was Chucky based off that asshole redheaded kid in the other movie? Yeah, right. I guess he has red hair. It's Child's Play. Child's Play, the first movie, I think still holds up. I saw that maybe within the past 2 years. I think the first Child's Play is great. I think it's well cast. I think the kid in it is great. I think. You mean Problem Child, Hannah? No, Problem Child with Gilbert Gottfried and John Ritter. No, not different. Different brand. I like the first Problem Child, though. I think it's funny. I forget the kid's name. Michael Oliver, I think, is the guy who played the kid who was Problem Child. It's funny. He was interviewed on Gilbert Gottfried's podcast a couple of years ago, and he was really kind of dull because I think he left the business, but it was interesting. Yeah, the Doll Factory is part two. Part two has its moments. It's just, I think the things that grounded Child's Play 1 is Catherine Hicks playing the kid's mom. And she's really good. She's the girl from, I know she's in Seventh Heaven, but she was in Star Trek 4. And she's so good in Child's Play that in the second movie, obviously she chose not to return. And they always write out these people, and the fact that the kid would be in this like foster home doesn't jive with me, with how nurturing his mom was in the first movie. There's no way that mom was going to put her kid into foster care. So I have a hard time with that. I don't like sequels that kind of shit on former characters that just didn't return, or like a sequel, whether in horror is notorious for this, that just lessens the impact of the first film just to turn out a sequel. And that's the hit I got for Child's Play 2. I don't remember too much about Child's Play 3 except that the kid Andy was older and he was in military academy, and it was okay, but it's just not that good. And then I wasn't into the later Chucky movies where it was like Bride of Chucky and that kind of stuff. Remember the movie Alive? Yes, with Ethan Hawke, about the plane crash in the Andes where people started eating each other. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember. I remember it was a big deal. Oh, Nath Romantic says that Candyman was good. That's cool. I'll see Candyman eventually. I just really like the original Candyman. That's a good point too. General Dipwad says Child's Play 3 had too many unlikable characters that I was glad to see get killed. That's a big problem of those types of movies, especially in that era, like early '90s, kind of lost their way with those kind of movies where, yeah, you're supposed to care about the people getting killed. They're supposed to be likable to the point where you feel it. And you're right. All those people are terrible people. Like, it's weird when you're rooting for Chucky, like that. You're not supposed to root for Chucky. Did I like the Final Destination series? I've never seen any of them. I've never seen a Final Destination movie. I missed that entirely. Is it worth watching? If it, you know, for whatever reason, that kind of that came out at a time where I just was disengaged. Did I ever check out the Fraternity Horror movie with Mole's manager TB? No, I've only seen clips of that, but I've talked to him about it. No, but I've only seen little clips of it. No, but that's the kind of movie I like. How many Final Destinations are there? Yeah, I am. I would imagine that Alive would hold up pretty well. It was good. It's a good. I remember it being a good cast, good score, directed well. It's a true story, which makes it all like really freaky. Interesting. Final Destination movies are like slasher movies where the killer is like a Rube Goldberg trap. Yeah, I know the basic in and outs of them, but I don't know. There's something about that early 2000 phase of horror movies that I just can't get into. You know, like even like the I know what you did last summer, like it just seems like they all are coming off of like Scream, and they're all like watered down versions. But I have heard people say that Final Destination, at least the first one, is good and worth checking out. So I have the thing about Saw. Like I think I like the first Saw movie. I haven't seen it in a while. Sorry, Tom. I meant the 1970s horror movie It's Alive about the baby that kills the doctors. Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that, and I really like Basket Case. Basket Case is the one where the guy has his twin brother who's deformed, who's attached to him, is attached to his body, and he keeps it in a basket, and then they get separated, and I think they did 2 sequels. And I what I like about Basket Case specifically, talk about like Taxi Driver, like being capturing New York at that time. The movie was filmed in Times Square, but they did it. I believe they filmed it all illegally. They had virtually no permits, and they filmed around like New York, like guerrilla style, which you got to really respect. Like it was like shitty motel and everything. Like they weren't a lot of like real locations, but they just didn't have the money to get permits, so they just filmed, which I love. I love that. I love and there's a lot of major there's a couple of pretty big movies that did that, where like not the whole movie but certain scenes they just never got a real permit and just filmed it. The last scene of the original Terminator was filmed without a permit or anything like that. They just filmed. They just literally what you do is you go out and say that you're college students making a student film, and then nobody bothers you. But yeah, if you haven't seen the first Basket Case, I don't remember the sequels as well. The first Basket Case is great, really great. Did Rick? You're in the chat. Did Joe Bob ever do Basket Case or the Basket Case movies? I don't know if he did or not, but boy, I would love to see that if he did. Yeah, right. French. That's a great point, Korth. French Connection, the guerrilla style car chase, where a real guy got hit by a car. Like, not a guy in a car was pulling out going to work and got smacked by one of the cars in the chase. Like he got in the shot. You know, crazy. That would never happen today. But it was like one of the all time greatest chases in cinema history is in the French Connection, and it was shot guerrilla style. At least the car chase segment. Okay, Danko says the sequels are ridiculous. I don't remember the sequels, but I'm usually obliged to see them at least once if I really enjoyed the first one. And I remember, I'll tell you, speaking of Gilbert Gottfried, I think I first saw Basket Case on USA Up All Night in like the early 90s when I was like a kid. And it was like, and it would be on the USA Network with commercials and completely edited out. That's the first time I saw it, and I liked it so much that I rented it, the real rated R version, and loved it even more. Oh, we did do Basket Case from Monster Vision. Okay, I'd have to see that. I know you sent me that link. I have a hard time downloading any of those old Monster Visions. I got to figure out how to do that because I'd love to see that, just for his commentary, obviously. So you know what somebody has to do? Somebody has to take those Monster Visions and like do it like they do now on Shudder and like edit him into like the HD version of a movie. What voiceover guy are you talking about, Hannah? Because there was one guy that did voiceover for like horror movies, and he was perfection. I don't know his name. I know a lot of voiceover guys' names because I do voiceover, but he would do like the trailer for like Phantasm 2 or something like that, and he did Jaws. I think he's the guy that does the Jaws 2 trailer. If it's the same guy, I don't know if it is, but there was one guy that did a lot of. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's the guy who comes up, who has the most famous tagline in any movie for the trailer for Jaws 2, where he's like, "Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, Jaws 2." You know, it was like, and then like he has this really. I used to know his name. I forget his name. He's passed away. But he was like, yeah. And like Phantasm 2, he had that trailer. It made me want to see the movie. Like his voiceover made me want to see these shitty movies. And he just had this great. I would always want to know what he looked like, because he had this great voice for horror trailers. And like I remember seeing the commercial for Phantasm 2, and he was like, "The ball is back," you know. It was like, and he's like, it was like, "You can't run, you can't hide." He actually does. No, not La Fontaine. No, not In a World. Not the In a World guy. He also, the same guy, did the trailers for the Star Wars special editions, which were very good. Deep, yeah, he has a deep voice, but it's I don't know, it's hard to. Let me see if I can pull him up. No, I can't pull him up. Is it Angus Scrimm? That's me. I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell. But anyway, I won't go on. There's a lot of guys. My favorite voiceover guy ever is Ernie Anderson, who's Paul Thomas Anderson's father, who's passed away. He used to be the voice of ABC in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And there's some great outtakes with him if you ever see him on YouTube. Type in Ernie Anderson outtakes on YouTube, where he's doing like, you know, because he would be the guy, be like, "Tonight on Family Matters, Urkel," you know, and there's this whole string of like outtakes where he's doing like, "Tonight on America's Funniest People, motherfucker, shit, goddamn cocksucker, fuck, who the fuck wrote this shit?" You know, as it goes thing. Oh yeah, the tall man actor. No, not the actor. I meant the voiceover guy. Yeah, he's a creepy looking dude. But anyway, I always like outtakes from like, you know, like the famous Casey Kasem outtakes. But type in Ernie Anderson outtakes and he's Paul Thomas Anderson's son, and he used to do. He comes from Cleveland, I believe, and he used to play this character on late night TV called Ghoulardi, who's one of these like ghoul guys that hosted horror movies on like weekends. And Mark Gilpin, he's saying, let me look him up. Anyway, so and then he turned into like this great voiceover guy because he had this incredible voice. But that's my favorite guy. I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to confirm that right now. Let me see something. Or if I can. I'd have to spend some research on it. For Phantasm 2, Percy. Let's see. Let me look that up. You could be right. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Let me see what this. Where does this link take me? I try not to open browsers while doing the stream because it's like a thing. Let me Hannah. I'm gonna open the link that Hannah just sent. Let me just hear this.
These are the signs of warning.
Yeah, this is the guy.
Symbols of danger. Some are all too familiar. This one signals the most ominous threat of all.
Okay, so Percy Rodriguez is the answer. Thank you for clearing that up. That's great. Yeah, that's him. Great voice. What a voice. Wow. Yeah, so that's the guy. If you just listen to just classic trailers from like the 70s, 80s, probably into the 90s. When did he pass away? Oh, is he still alive? Apparently he's still alive. Oh, no, he's not. Sorry, he passed away in 2007. Sorry. Passed away in 2007. Yeah, he did Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, he just does so many good. God, he's so good. I guess this is him.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years.
Oh, that's somebody doing an impression. That's not the same. Pretty good impression, though. Canadian actor who appeared in many television shows and films from the 50s and 80s. He was Afro-Portuguese heritage and was born Montreal. Okay, interesting. Yeah, look him up, man. He's just God. He's so good. I've always been into that. They don't do good trailers anymore. But back when trailers were like an art form, same thing with poster art. Poster art has really just gone. Like back, like I have a very decent poster collection. There's one I want to have framed. I have this giant poster I want to have framed so bad. It's the teaser poster for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and it's this badass image. If you look up teaser poster Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, it's like Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, like in this cavern. It's great. It's the best Indiana Jones poster, and I have like this giant cardboard subway poster for it, but I've never been able to hang it up. But the artwork for posters used to be so good. They were done by artists, and now, man, I can't remember the last time I saw a good poster. Or like walking into a movie theater and saw a poster for a movie coming soon that excited me. It just seems to be all done in Photoshop, all the same way. Like just like, and it feels like comedy movies all have the same style of posters. Horror movies have like most horror movies still have the same poster from like Scream, like literally like that poster, like done 1,000 times over. And I think a lot of it has to do with being drawn on a computer, yeah, but it's laziness, not hiring real artists. Like if you go back and look at the great movie poster artwork, they were done by actual artists, and you just you don't see that anymore. And I think the same is true for cutting a trailer, like seeing a trailer and getting you excited. And I don't remember the last time I saw a really great trailer that didn't give you every beat of the movie. Like that's a big thing to say about a trailer, is, oh, they give you everything. But a really good trailer just makes you want to see the movie. And in this day and age, I don't even see trailers anymore. Not for nothing. I don't care about most movies that come out, but they give too much away. I'll see a teaser trailer maybe, but that's as far as I'll go. But yeah, they used to be so good. And I used to love looking at movie posters, even for a movie I don't care about. You know, from like the 60s or 70s or something. I look at, it just sucks. And comedy trailers are the worst. Don't even forget about comedy trailers. Phantom Green says, I'm a digital artist, and what companies pay you to make, they tell you what to make once you get the contract. They don't want you to be creative. You design to spec. That's too bad. That's too bad if they rob you of the creativity. But that's okay. That's kind of goes with what we were saying. It's laziness and run by the same people. I think I would imagine, and I don't know, but I would imagine like you poster artists like what's that guy like Drew Stress. I can't think of his last name, but the guy who did like the Star Wars posters, like for example like Drew Struzan or something like that. But I would imagine that he had free reign to do whatever he wanted, or like they show you images from the movie, or even like show you the movie and like, hey, let's see what you got. That's why I always think like international posters are always more interesting, like the Japanese poster for something, because they're not governed by U.S. marketing. Like Bond posters were always better overseas. But it's too bad. It's a lost, literally a lost art, because I think movie posters were art where you could actually have a frame and hang it in your home, and now they're just friggin' garbage. Like Photoshop digital garbage. Not to shit on anybody that does that for a living. It sucks. Speaking of Ernie Anderson, he seems like a good example that you don't have to be in movies or shows, just work on your voice. Yeah, man, look up Ernie Anderson. Like Ernie Anderson had such a great voice. I'm gonna see if I can find an example of Ernie Anderson. You're not gonna see it, just hear it. I don't know too many people that are interested in voiceover guys, but he always did like ABC, so like him promoting the Love Boat would be a good example. This is him doing like the Love Boat. This is a promo for the Love Boat. This is Ernie Anderson.
Saturday, the Love Boat just might sink.
That's entertainment.
It's a Titanic 2-hour spectacular when Barbie Benton, David Birney, the Ropers Audra Lindley, Lola Falana, Dick Martin, and Donna Mills sail unawares into the funniest ocean disaster ever.
Hello. I thought we might have a little chat.
Goodbye. Is that little enough for you?
Is this the big kiss-off for the Love Boat?
Pretty good, right? That's a great boy. I mean, who's not watching that episode with a promo like that? Was in the Fantasy Island. I watched Fantasy Island here and there. I would probably enjoy it better as an adult. But I didn't. Not really that into Fantasy Island. Now, since you've heard his voice and you kind of know who he is, these are some of the outtakes. I'll just play a quick one. Well, it's not quick, but
just do it again. Just go on another track. That's all you got to do. So, if any of you or your friend, oh Jesus Christ! Well, let me explain something to you. There's something wrong with this picture. I'm fucking leaving here. You have another plan? Answer the phone, you dumb fuck. Roll the fucking thing and shut her up. Just say we're rolling quiet on the set. It's in a total fucking state of fucking disaster.
God damn.
All right, if you want the opening faster, we'll do it faster. Do it, because we don't want to miss one listener. We don't want anybody tuning out. It ain't gonna mean one more fucking video. Jesus God. There is a way to do this shit, and this isn't it.
Bernie?
Oh, fuck. Call Vince. I'm part of the fucking show. I don't want to repeat.
Did I say a fucking word? It's
No,
fine.
but you gave me that goddamn look.
Ugh. Now I can't even look at him. I'll go in the other room during this.
See, I told you we could work this out.
I know, it worked out
I said,
pretty-
stick with me, and we'll get rid of the bit. I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead and roll, Tim.
You rolling, Tim?
Speed!
Good boy. More funny people and their funniest videos. And the new high...
Should we give it a whirl?
Sure, fuck. Well, that's what I'm sitting here for.
Okay, let's do it.
Tonight, on the new America's Funniest People, you'll hear Ja fucking. Well,
Anyway, you could hear it for yourself. It's a lot. There's a ton of them. There's a ton of them online. I think those engineers probably hated his guts for whatever reason, and there's a whole plethora of his outtakes. But seriously, he's a great voiceover guy. If you just look up his promos, just type in Ernie Anderson. Like even when ABC had a movie, yeah, I heard about that. I heard they're trying to reboot Quantum Leap with Scott Bakula. I'd be into that. It just thinks that Dean Stockwell can't be a part of it. Let me see if I can give one more example. Make people out there an Ernie Anderson fan. This is a good example of his work. This is a promo for when Superman premiered on ABC.
tonight. Excuse me.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me? Who's got you?
It's the Man of Steel in action. America's greatest superhero.
Hang on, kid.
Marlon Brando, Gene Hackman, Valerie Perrine, Margot Kidder, and Christopher Reeve as Superman.
Pretty damn good. I mean, I also like when networks used to actually debut movies. Like of course they don't do that anymore because everybody can watch whatever movie they want whenever. But when ABC or NBC would actually have a movie, they'd all have these logos and these great fucking presentations. Even the original HBO presentation that they'd ran on Sunday nights for their feature presentation, it would get you all excited for the movie. They don't do that. They don't do that anymore. You don't get that anymore. You don't get any promos. There's no promos. You browse through Netflix and you click on what you want, but there's nobody saying tonight on Netflix. It's just there's such this brevity to his work. Worst Superman movie is Superman. I don't know. I was gonna say Superman 4, but as that came out of my lips, it's Superman 4. Who am I kidding? Superman 4. But I just love those event network thing. CBS had the weakest one, but ABC, the one you just heard, ABC has a great the Sunday night ABC movie was a big deal. And I saw a lot of movies that way. That's how I saw Jaws for the first time was on ABC, the Sunday night movie. Yeah, I don't know when Rick said I don't know when it's on TV ever. I don't know what's on TV. Never. I mean, I don't watch TV. The only time I watch live TV is baseball, and this year wasn't that much because the Mets stunk. So yeah, I don't bother with it. But that's the thing that you lose. Even like I don't know. Like I used to work in a video store for many years when I was like a teenager and through my early 20s, and there was a certain community about it. Same with record stores, and I worked at a record store too, where picking your entertainment was more social, and like you go in and ask like, hey, what's a good movie, you know. And I remember you know, like there'd be just some kind of aspect to it, or like excitement behind it, but it's just gone. And then you're sitting on your couch flicking through Netflix or whatever your service of choice is, and it just feels cold and heartless, and you know, whatever, you know, you just, how are you gonna find out? I never saw Jeepers Creepers either. I know I'm very sketchy on early 2000s. I haven't watched a lot of stuff from the early horror stuff from the early 2000s. I kind of rolled my eyes at a lot of those type movies, and maybe I should give them a second look. But I had, if you throw out an early 2000s horror or even late 90s, the chances are I didn't see it. Yeah, that's a good point. Like Dab says, I'm always surprised when other people like what I like. Like, how do you find? Like, how do you find things? How do things get into your line of sight? Mets were good early when DeGrom started. Yeah, of course. DeGrom carried the team as always. God, what a consistent disappointment they are. Everything I enjoy is at least a year old. It's too much stuff to watch. Yeah, it's like, it's too much. It's too much. Too much effort, and I don't like stuff. So yeah, anything I watch is in the past, whether it's a TV show or a movie or whatever. Rare occasion I'll check out a new movie. I never understood that. Even when I worked at a video store, like everybody, like on a Friday night, like families or whoever came in, they'd all come in the video store and they'd head right to the new release aisle, which of course, you know, those are the new releases. But I always thought the best stuff was in the middle of the store, like deep in the drama section, or, you know, horror, comedy, whatever. And then like a lot of at least back then, I don't know if like they still do it on I hate when posters or even like movie boxes, whether it's VHS or DVD, where they basically give away the movie on the box. And I'll never forget, I think it was on 96, that movie From Dusk Till Dawn came out. Not the greatest movie, but it's one with Tarantino and George Clooney, and it's about these and Harvey Keitel's in it, and Juliette Lewis. And Tarantino and Clooney play these, like, I don't know, outlaws or something. I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know all the beats of it. And then they somehow end up with Harvey Keitel, who's a preacher, and his daughter. And then the whole movie turns into this crazy thing, which I won't say for people who haven't seen it, but I remember saying to people that were renting it or wanted to rent it or whatever, I say, hey, listen, don't look at the back of the box. The back of the box gives the movie away. There's a huge turning point in the movie that's actually very cool. It doesn't say that the movie's great. It's not. But it's cool in the fact that it starts off as one movie and turns into something else. And the box gives it away. The back of the box. So I put a thing where I put a piece of paper, because I was such a nerd and like a cinephile at the time, that I thought I cut paper and I slid it behind the box. Because we had it in this like plastic sleeve, VHS at the time, and it was all whited out. And then like somebody would come up like, "Oh, what's white? Don't look at it. Don't look at the backs. Don't look at the back of the box. If you want to enjoy this movie, just watch it. Just watch it. Don't read anything about it. Just watch it. Don't read. Don't look at any reviews. Just watch it." And I had so many people. I had so many customers come back to the store to return it that personally thanked me and said, "Thank you for not ruining the movie. Thank you for thank you for telling me not to look into it." Not that it's this great movie. It's not. But it's fun. It's a one and done movie. You'll never watch it again. but it's fun to watch once. Oh wow, you watched Slum said he watched it in the theater totally cold and it was amazing. I would imagine that. Good night, Hannah. Thanks for a great call, and I'll get you that affidavit. Perry will get it to you. But it's one of those. I respect the movie for being different. Like it shifts major gears. You just don't see it anymore. See that kind of thing in movies. And Danko says new movies and TV don't wow me with storytelling. I agree, totally agree. Some exceptions. Lazy and over explains with it. Yeah, exactly. There's no world building. There's no character development. There's no heart to any of these movies. It's like you take a movie like. Look, I always use the example of Midnight Run, for example. Midnight Run's a great movie in its own right for being what it is, but underneath it, it's got all this. It's got great writing. It's got a lot of heart to it, where you actually care about the characters, and it's got a lot of like emotional beats that would seem out of place today, and you just don't see that kind of thing anymore. It's sad. Because I would love to. I'm not one of these curmudgeonly like old man like, oh, today's movies stink or whatever, but they do. When's the last? And then that's when you go so overboard with passion when you do see something that you like that's new, where it's like, oh, this is great. This grabbed me. This grabbed me, and they do exist, but it's just in such short, quick supply. Where you just don't get you don't get sucked in, they're just disposable. It's like somebody going to see Venom, like that Venom sequel just looks so bad, but if you just want disposable garbage, go to it. If you just want to see something loud and obnoxious with no character moments, and when I look at like even I'll tell you what, take Avengers Endgame, for example, which I think is a good movie, and it is loud and it is busy, but when I think back to that movie, I don't think about the loud explosions or anything like that. I think about the character moments. I think about like Tony Stark interacting with his dad, and like the stuff with Steve Rogers and stuff. Like I think about the emotional impact moments that mean something, not the big picture thing. And most movies that are of that level, they just go bam, 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 and there's just no weight to it. It's just it's really sad, and it's disappointing. Good media is few and far between. That's why we come to PCL. Yeah, there's good media for you. But yeah, I think most I don't know. I don't like what most other even streamers do, like what they offer. Yeah, I'm with you, Omega. I like Venom the character, and Tom Hardy is a lot as well, but that first Venom movie is garbage, and he's not right for Venom. He's way too old. They just got it so wrong. It's just a bummer. But the good news is there's so much quality that came in the past that you can just dive into the past and be completely happy, and discover things that you never saw before, or revisit things that you love. They're still there. There's great TV out there. There's great movies out there. You just got to dig for them a little bit more. But yeah, it's not the news. There's very few. Like, look, I'm excited to see the new James Bond. I'll see the new James Bond, even though I'm very weary of it. But my expectations are very low, and I can't think of any other big movies coming out that interest me in the slightest. But like I said many times, I mainly watch YouTube shit, which, what does that tell you? Yeah, I think like that's what I did. Like, yeah, like last night I was looking for something to watch, and I was trying to make it an early night, and I didn't have a movie in me, but I watched an episode of Rockford Files, and it's not a show that I know inside and out. I've seen episodes here and there, and I just picked a random episode of Rockford Files to watch, and I loved it. It was great. I felt like I was back. I almost wished I could watch it with the original commercials, like from the 70s, but it was great, and that was it. And I don't feel the least bit guilty about that. You know, I don't feel you know, like if I would say that to someone, like, oh my God, like, how old are you watching the Rockford Files? Like, yeah, I am. You know, and I loved it. It was great. It's a great show, and I'm glad that I spent an hour watching that than an hour of The Many Saints of Newark or any other hot garbage that has come out on HBO Max or Disney Plus or just you name it. You know, I mean, so just pick your poison. There's a lot to dive into. And it holds up. You know, a lot of that stuff holds up. Some stuff doesn't hold up. I don't think you're gonna watch The Love Boat today, and you know, you can probably get something out of it in a kitschy nostalgia way. But I don't think it holds up. Joey who? Joey Diaz. Oh yeah, is Joey Diaz in Saints of Newark? Does he have a big role? Like I don't even know, nor do I care. Does he still do his show? Joey Diaz, is he still a thing? Is he still in New Jersey? I feel like, God. Red Bar just needs to come back already. This is getting ridiculous. I've seen Mike Tyson Mysteries, but you know that's a kooky Adult Swim show. That's, you know, that's mindless. Yeah, I've seen enough of it to like it. I like, you know, obviously I watch it for Norm, Mike Tyson Mysteries. But yeah, the absurdity animated thing I don't even include. Like, and it's South Park too. I like South Park. I think South Park is still consistently good. Is it good as it was in X year or whatever? No, but it's still good. You think it'll be that long? You think it'll be Halloween? I guess, why not? You think it'll be Halloween? Jesus. Killing Zoe, yes, I did see it, and it's one of those movies that's like basically plagiarism of Pulp Fiction, or not plagiarism of Pulp Fiction, but plagiarism of that Tarantino-esque type of film. But having said that, it was a well done faux Tarantino film. I remember, but again, I haven't seen it since it came out. Joey does a solo podcast. It's awful. Well, of course it's awful if he's doing it. You can hear him wheezing and the mucus in his throat. I know, he's so disgusting. I remember watching, I guess it was last year, when that horrible Comedy Store documentary came out, and he was like a big featured guy on it, and I was like, what? Why are you putting him on? Like, who gives a shit about Joey Diaz? God, I can't stand him. Joey Diaz has no idea how a microphone works, and he always talks away from the mic and can't hear a thing he says. Or he just has a shitty mic. I'm pretty far away from my mic right now. I'm not right on top. I hate the kind of microphones where you got to be right on top of it the whole time. That's exhausting. Tom, your dad was FDNY. Did you ever watch Rescue Me? I hate Leary, but enjoyed the show. I hated Rescue Me. I hated Rescue Me with a passion, because I think it made firefighters like complete trash. They were I didn't watch the whole series. I watched up to a certain point and bailed. My dad, I remember it was just on TV. My dad and I were watching a Mets game, and it happened to be on, and we watched a little bit, and he told me to turn it off because he was offended by it. Like, just the way they talk and everything like that, and like that. Yeah, so I'm not a big Dennis Leary fan to begin with, and I just thought the show was trash. And I don't think it captured. I think it tried to capture FDNY, but then again, maybe it was FDNY at the time. I grew up with FDNY people from like the 70s, 80s. That's when my dad was active. So it wasn't my bag. Dennis Leary was only good in Suicide Kings. I'll agree with that, and he was also okay in that stupid movie with Kevin Spacey, where he's like hiding out in their house. I forget the name of it. It's right on top of my tongue. No, I've never seen Nurse Jackie. I have no interest. I had no interest in an Edie Falco-led show. The Ref, that's what it was. The Ref wasn't bad, for its time. I thought so. So really, he's good in those two movies. And I kind of have a soft spot for Judgment Night with Emilio Estevez. And he's good in Okay, I'm finding out more movies that I like him in. Demolition Man too. He's good in Demolition Man. So I like those movies. Did I see the 9/11 National Geographic documentary? No, I have a hard time watching 9/11 stuff. I really do. I would have to really sit down with somebody who wanted to see it. But no, I haven't seen it. Maybe one day. It's just it's rough for me to watch 9/11 stuff. Peaky Blinders and Better Call Saul are probably the only two shows I watch. Only ones. Yeah, I agree with that on a Better Call Saul. I've never seen Peaky Blinders, but I've been told it's good. But yeah, I'm a full season. I didn't see last season of Better Call Saul, so I feel like I kind of have to start over at some point. But yeah, I agree with you. And I have friends that one friend in particular telling me I should watch Peaky Blinders. I would like it. Isn't Cillian Murphy in that? The guy who's in all the Christopher Nolan movies. My favorite anime. Do we count Batman the Animated Series? Does that count as anime? Otherwise, I'm probably not a big anime guy. You know what's weird? I was looking at some clip of speaking of like the many states of Newark. Can we talk about Ray Liotta and how cringe he is as old Ray Liotta? Did he literally forget how to act? Because I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen things of him in it, and he looks bad enough to the point where I'm shocked the director even allowed these takes to go out because he's so bad. Oh, it's got to be from Japan. Then no, I don't have favorite anime. But old Ray Liotta, like Chantix commercial Ray Liotta, is really kind of embarrassing, and I feel bad because he's very good. Obviously in Goodfellas, but even go back to like Something Wild with Melanie Griffith, he plays a great crazy person. I even like No Escape with Ray Liotta. But there's something, not just in Many States in Newark, but anytime I've seen like older Ray Liotta, it's horrible. It's like embarrassing, and I don't understand what happened to the guy. And that's one of the reasons why I don't. Yeah, it's just it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how this movie even came together, and how David Chase is actually doing press for it, and he's like he's doing press for it like he's proud of it. And I used to do entertainment journalism, and I'd have to go on these junkets sometimes and interview people, interview people like for their new movie, whatever, and you'd see the movie and talk to them. I can't imagine seeing a movie like this being as bad as it is, and I'm assuming it's bad because so many people say it's bad. And then interviewing David Chase and trying to like say like, not resist saying like, how did you make this? How did this come out so terribly? Like what did you do? Like how is this bad? Like you screwed. Like how do you screw up The Sopranos? And why do you cast Ray Liotta too, who's so synonymous with Goodfellas? You can't get anybody else. Mobile said, have I seen Kyle Dunnigan's Chantix Ray Liotta video on YouTube? Hilarious. No, I should, because I like Kyle Dunnigan's impression. I don't know Kyle Dunnigan outside of his impressions, and I remember, I think the one that made me laugh the most was this Michael Jackson, when that Michael Jackson documentary came out, that stupid documentary that was on HBO. that made me laugh. That's the first time I ever heard of him, actually. My favorite Ray Liotta is Revolver. I never saw Revolver. When is Revolver from? Is that what era of Ray Liotta are we talking about? You get Dennis Leary and Lance Hendrickson mixed up. How can you mix those two guys up? And one's a great actor, and the other guy is Dennis Leary. From Gandolfini and Tony Cicero to Joey Diaz and facelift Ray Liotta, a dad to my... Yeah, can you imagine? What a... Good Lord. Guy Ritchie film, 2005 or 6. Okay. Getting on the cusp of older Ray Liotta there. But okay. I'm not... Yeah, Guy Ritchie is very hit and miss with me. Damn. You don't gotta proofread shit. I made it out just fine. Anyway, I think we need to wrap up, though. It is at 11 hours and 42 minutes. I had a great time tonight. It was a long day for me. You never know what's going to happen on PCL or After Hours. I thought everything worked out great, aside from the swatting thing, which was handled with grace and very well done, as well as that can be handled. So hopefully the intrepid police department of Reseda can figure out who did it. But whatever, we'll see. Other than that, it was really good, and I especially commend anybody that hung out for the entire duration. Danko says I should sleep when you're having to work. PCL was great tonight. Yeah, me too. You and me both. I've trained myself to go on very little sleep on Sundays going into Mondays, but man, oof, it's getting rough. I still got to take my garbage out. I never saw any of the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes. They just never interested me. My favorite Sherlock Holmes movie is Young Sherlock Holmes, which not a lot of people have seen, but it's a great. Came out in '85. It's a Steven Spielberg produced movie, but man, it hits the mark for me. I saw it in the theater when I was a kid. If you've never seen it, and if you're into Sherlock Holmes at all, I'd recommend Young Sherlock Holmes. I believe it was directed by Christopher Columbus. I would take that over Guy Ritchie, Sherlock Holmes any day of the week. But good night, guys. PCL rules. I agree. And I'm sorry for the Australians that it's prime time for them. It's going on 6 p.m. there. Thanks. I don't know, and let me know if this noon start time on Sundays is working for you, because maybe we start a little later. I don't know. Because it definitely seems a little lean early on Sundays, and then everybody starts jumping on around 5 p.m. East time. I've noticed. Not that I want to start at 5 on Sundays. I don't, but I don't know if noon is the greatest start time. Good night, Rick, and we'll take a rain check on that dinner. The best Sherlock Holmes movies are the books. Yeah, of course I agree with that. But if you're like me and you hate reading, the movies work too. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on Wednesday. have. Oh, don't forget about the YouTube thing tomorrow. If you're interested, it's on the Perry Caravello, the Perry Caravello Live YouTube channel. I'll post it in the chat again. It's a restream premiere from the Hot Amy takeover. If you missed it, it'll be cool because there'll be like a chat going and everything like that. So we'll do that. And if that works out, that that could be fun. I'm trying to breathe some life into the YouTube channel again. We'll see how that goes. So maybe I'll see you there tomorrow. If not, I don't know. We'll see you on Wednesday. All right. Bye, guys.